People always talk about George Halas being a founder of the NFL. You know, what they may or may not talk about is George Halas was very frugal when it came to finances. So he was able to keep my dad on the roster and not have to pay two other players, because he had my dad as a center and a linebacker and a kicker.
It's also, to me, gratifying that it's happening in the same year that we're celebrating 50 years of coeducation. She came here early on, although she wasn't in the first class. She signed up shortly thereafter, and she was my first class. We came in '74, she graduated 4 years later, and I always will have a special bond with the class of '78.
We're at home, and I said to Joe, "How do you think we're going to do against Amherst?" And he said, "I think we're going to rout them." So sure enough, the first series, he threw a pass to McNamara for about 45 yards and got us rolling. Those kind of memories I sure have.
We were playing Wesleyan one night, and George was down at Wesleyan, and George stick-handled through the whole Wesleyan team in the zone and came in on the goalie, and for some reason decided not to shoot and score, circled back and stick-handled through them again and scored. So this is kind of what made him unique.
Well, Mina had an interesting style about her, is that her philosophy was to wear her opponents down. In fact, it always drove me a little crazy, because with the first game, she didn't care if she won or lost that game. Her mindset was she wanted to wear her opponent down that first game. To her, even if she lost that first game, let's say 14-12, that was fine. That was absolutely fine with her.
Pre-game at Trinity, the Friday night before our games, we would get a chance to talk, and Ray would always get up and say the same thing. He would get up and say, "Guys, can you feel it?" I love that Ray brought that positive energy to any situation, in that you wanted to follow him.
As a junior, she was disqualified in the 200 along with 3 other girls, and it really ruined her chances at being a 3-time All-American. And she came back the next year with a vengeance and wanted to win the whole thing, which she did.
For so many alumni, when Coach Miller comes to the football games and he meets us in the Hanson lot, or he meets us on the track behind the end zone, and we get a chance to talk to Coach Miller, it brings back so many warm memories and so many great memories. It's a big part of going back to the games these days.
The time I don't smile when it comes to Ellie is Ellie and her team never had the opportunity to receive an NCAA bid because of restriction on the NESCAC schools. And I just know in my heart that under Ellie's guidance and with her athletic talents and her leadership as a captain, we would have not only gotten a bid, we would have gone pretty darn far.
The competitiveness aspect wasn't just in sports, it was really in everything that he did. I think it was pretty clear, and even to this day, I think, is he's just someone that is so driven and pushes people around him that I think that extended itself to the classroom and all around campus as well.
She speaks so fondly of Trinity and talks to the girls all the time about, why don't you look at Trinity? Why don't you go to Trinity? I know she's kept in touch with coaches at Trinity. Hey, we have this play, you really should look at it. She loves Trinity so much, it's unbelievable.
Every student athlete that attends Trinity College participates in a journey. The journey is in the form of an education. The education has 3 components to it. There's the social education, the academic education, and the athletic education. All in, it's a life-changing experience that sets everyone out into the world to do great things. I refer to it as the magic of Trinity College.